My question is saying anything with Ameen is an innovation? For example, Allahumma Ameen, Ameen ya Rabbul Alameen, or Ameen bi rahmatika ya Arhamar Rahimin. Is this an innovation, Sheikh? Jazakallahu khairan.
Wajazakum. This is not from the Sunnah. Ameen is a word that is said with the meaning of, "O Allah, accept," or "O Allah, answer." So if you add something to it, this is not from the Sunnah, but if it's something appropriate, such as glorifying Allah Azza wa Jal, that should be okay, inshaAllah. As in the case when we say, "Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam." So we are describing Allah Azza wa Jal. We are praising Allah and glorifying Him with this addition. Therefore, it's not what the Prophet said, ﷺ, but it is not an innovation because it is appropriate. Now, to say, like many people I've heard before, when you say, "May Allah forgive us all," he says, "Ameen, thumma ameen." Where is this coming from? Ameen, thumma ameen. This is not from the Sunnah. Why not Ameen wa Ameen? Why thumma? Yani this is something that people catch up from others and parrot without knowing the origin of it or the reason for saying it. So it's best to avoid saying these things, and Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best. Is saying Allahumma Ameen or Summa Ameen bid'ah or not recommended? No, this is most likely a bid'ah. Ameen, Summa Ameen, or Allahumma Ameen, maybe, but I don't recall any authentic hadith mentioning Allahumma Ameen. But Ameen, Thumma Ameen is not from the Sunnah, definitely. Sadia says, can we say Ameen to the du'as that we make for ourselves, and also can we say Ameen to the du'as that we make for others? First of all, what is the meaning of Ameen? Ameen is well known to be said after the Fatiha. So when we supplicate by reading it, saying, "Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim," guide us to the straight path, then we say, Ameen. And it means, "O Lord, answer and respond to our supplication and to our request." And this is why scholars say that whenever someone makes dua, you say Ameen as asking Allah to answer and accept. So someone says, "May Allah forgive the Muslim Ummah, may Allah grant them success in this life and the hereafter," and you say Ameen. There's no problem in that. The problem is when you make dua for yourself. Is it part of the Sunnah to say Ameen? Never we heard the Prophet ﷺ saying it after any of his dua. So for example, "O turners of heart, make my heart steadfast on your religion." This is dua. Never we heard the Prophet say ﷺ Ameen. And all of his du'as, which means that it is not part of the Sunnah. Yet the general concept is that Ameen is said to ask Allah to respond and answer. Therefore, if someone says it and he does this after his own dua, I would not say it's haram, but it is not part of the Sunnah. And definitely following the Sunnah is the best. What about saying Ameen to other people's dua? There's no problem in that. So even if the Imam is doing dua in Jum'ah, in Friday sermon, we say Ameen. But we do not raise our voices to fill up the whole masjid. We just say something like Ameen, so that I can hear it. And in Fridays, we do not raise our hands like a lot of the people do. Neither the Imam nor the followers. He makes dua, and if he wants, he may point with his index finger. So, Allahumma a'izz al-Islam wal-Muslimin. Allahumma arhamna, Allahumma aghfir lana. No problem. But not like this. And the followers do not raise their hands as well, except in one simple condition that the Prophet used to do, alayhi salatu wasalam, in one simple situation, and that is when the Imam is making dua for rain. So when the Imam says, Allahumma asqina al-ghayth, oh Allah, grant us rain. So the congregation raise their hands and say, Ameen. This is the sunnah. Other than that, on a Friday prayer, in the Friday sermon, you do not raise your hands. If someone is leading the prayer in witr, like we do in Taraweeh, and the Imam is Allahumma hadina fi man hadayt, he raises his hands, the congregation raise their hands and they say Ameen. So this is permissible and there's nothing wrong in that.